Let me get these precepts, man. If his name is not Jehovah, if there's no J in the Hebrew, man, if the J was just recently created in the 1500s, then what is his name? If his name is not Yahawah. Let me get this precept, huh? This is Psalms, what I want. Psalms 8, Proverbs 18:10, it says, the name of Yahawah is a strong tower. The righteous run into it and is safe. So I know you're not safe, man. I know you're going through all types of turmoil because you don't know the name. And I know you can't pray to Jesus, and I know you can't pray to Jehovah. So your life is in shambles, man. I know it, man. And I understand your frustration and why you mad. But he said, I don't hear the prayers of sinners, man. You know? That's what's going on. You know, you got a lot of people that's mad at the name. Or the name don't work. No, it's that you don't live in the way that the Lord wants, so he don't answer you. And the Lord, he's the master of matching energies. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to listen to him, he's not going to listen to you. You don't want to do right by him, he's not going to do right by you, man. That's what y'all don't understand about the Lord, Yahawah. The Lord is a terrible power, man. Right? He got requirements, man. Let me get this precept. This precept in Proverbs, and then we're gonna go into some information about the name. We're gonna prove the name. You know, Proverbs 1:25. But ye have set at naught all my counsel. Meaning what? Every time the Lord told you to do something, he gave you correction, he gave you direction, and what he said. But ye have set at naught all my counsel, and with none of my reproof. You didn't want to hear it. I will also laugh at your calamity, and I will mock you when your fear cometh. That's what's going on. The Lord's not answering your prayer specifically because you laughed at his counsel. Now he's laughing at you. And not only that, he's causing me to make this video to let you know that he's not answering your prayers. And that's the spirit behind this video, man. The Lord wants you to personally know that he's not dealing with you, man, until you repent. Verse 27, when your fear cometh as desolation, and your destruction cometh as whirlwind, when distress and anguish come upon you. Verse 28, then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer. And that's what's going on. You going through all hell. And you trying to call upon the name, but he not answering, man. Because when he was calling on you, you was doing God knows what, man. You know? They shall seek me early, but they shall not find me. And that's the job of the service. It's not to kiss your ass, man, or hold your hand. It's to correct you, man. And you going off. You going off big time. And the Lord's gonna get at you, bro. Like I feel afraid for you. I feel afraid for you. Let me get this precept, man. I don't think you realize what you done. I don't think you realize what you just done. This is Leviticus 24:10. And the son of an Israelitish woman, and that's what you really acting like. You acting like an Israelitish nigga. You're not acting like an Israelite. Not gonna say that, man. An Israelite at heart is never gonna let those words come out his mouth. Hey, that the name Yahawah don't work. That shit don't work, man. You know, Salaki, because I don't even want to say it. But I have to repeat what you said, so, you know. Let me read this. And the son of an Israelitish woman whose father was an Egyptian went out among the children of Israel. And this son of the Israelitish woman and the man of Israel strove together in the camp. And the Israelitish woman's son blasphemed the name of Yahawah and cursed. That's what you did. You just blasphemed the name of Yahawah and cursed. The same as the Philistine did before David cut off his head. He was blaspheming in the name of the Lord, man. This is what you just did. He was saying things like, where is your God? Your God don't work, man. Where is Yahawah? Prove him. That's what you saying. And you don't think that it's going to be a recompense for that, man. The Lord going to teach you to watch your damn mouth, man. He's going to teach you. He's going to teach you. And every man, every woman and child that blaspheme the name of Yahawah going to be severely punished, man. And that's just what it is. And the Israelitish woman's son blasphemed the name of Yahawah and cursed. And they brought him unto Moses. And his mother's name was Shelemith, the daughter of Deborah of the tribe of Dan. Right? So they trying to figure out what they're going to do with this nigga. And they put him in the ward that the mind of the Lord might be shown them. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, bring forth him that have cursed without the camp, and let all that heard him lay their hands upon his head, and let all the congregation stone him. So ain't no telling what the Lord about to do to you, man. A lot of y'all don't know what this thing is about. You think it's about views and clicks. You think it's about entertainment. No, it's not about that, man. It's about a certain amount of time that we got to clean up our lives before Yahawah cracks the sky. That's what it's about, man. We got to select a small amount of time to clean up our act in our lives, right, before Yahawah and Yahawah Shah brings the armies back to this place and decimates it, man. And you don't want to be a part of that destruction. You don't? You don't, man. Let me get this precept. We're going to keep going into these precepts, man. This John 15:7. It says, if ye abide in me, and my words abide in you, you shall ask what you will, and it shall be done unto you. Right. So if you abide in Yahawah Shai, man, and Yahawah Shai is dwelling with you, your prayers gonna get answered, man. And a lot of y'all, what it is that y'all think that the Most High is a magic genie. That's what it is. You think that the Most High is a magic genie. You think that you pray once and then voila, poof, the Lord's gonna answer. That's what you think. The Lord is not your magic genie, man. When you rub on the Bible twice and then all your answers is prayer, your prayers is answered. That's not how it works. That's not how it works. When you go into the Hebrew, do you understand when you go into the Hebrew, the word pray means to beg. So there's a sense of humility when you even pray. A lot of y'all don't even understand how to pray. You actually begging. And there's no pride in that. There's no deadlines in that. You know, you can't put a deadline on the Most High. Let me look at this definition of pray, right? This is I'm gonna get Psalms 121, Psalms 122, and let's go into it. Psalms 122 and 6. It says, pray for the peace of Jerusalem, that they shall prosper, right? So when you go into pray, Sa'al, right?
Strong's H, 7592. Sha'al.
Right.
Sha'al.
So when you go into this word, it means to ask, to inquire, to beg. That's what prayer is, man. It's like a child getting on the Lord's nerves. You know what I'm saying? You know, I've raised children, man, that child will grab your leg. You know what I'm saying? Keep patting your leg, asking for something. Just keep bothering. You done told the child no 5-6 times. You done told the child, go over there, sit down and be quiet. But that child, man, that heart of that child, that pure, gonna keep asking you until that child gets what they want. And that's how you have to be with the Most High, man. He's not necessarily gonna ask you or answer you on the first try. The Lord's gonna test your heart. A lot of times He want to see how bad you want it, you know, how bad you believe. Are you gonna ask one time and then just quit? Oh, God don't work. You one of those? Or I prayed one time and God don't work. That's why we say Baba Kasha. Please. Baba Kasha. Baba Kasha. That's why we say please, Lord. Please. Please. That's why let me get this, man. Let me get this. If my people, right? Second Chronicles 7:14. It says, if my people, which are called by my name, shall humble themselves. Right? When you beg, you gotta humble yourself. right? You gotta get low, you know. You gotta get on your knees, man, and bow your head, put your hands up, face the east, man. Beg, man. It says if my people, which are called by my name, shall humble themselves and pray, meaning beg, and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, that's what you gotta do. That's why the Lord's not answering your prayers. Because you not turning from your wicked ways, man. You was a wicked nigga. And we was all wicked niggas at one point, man. And you have to acknowledge that, man. That I done wickedly, and the Lord's not going to answer my prayer, and my situation is not going to change until I put aside wickedness. And that's what it is. It says, and turn from their wicked ways, then I will hear from heaven and will forgive their sins and will heal their lands. Right? He's not going to do that until you stop being wicked. Right? So let's go into some information about the Hebrew, man. You know? Let's get into it.
It is not hidden from you. What if ancient Hebrew inscriptions were carved in stone right here in America? This isn't theory, it's physical evidence. In New Mexico, the Los Lunas Decalogue stone bears the Ten Commandments written in ancient Paleo-Hebrew. A massive boulder carrying words that match the covenant of Scripture.
Right. So the information is out here, man. And we don't need the Edomites to confirm what we're saying. But it's good to have your enemy confirmed. Like, so once your enemy confirm what you saying, I mean, you know, who can say what, man? So it's good that the enemy confirms that. But do some research, man. Hold on. Let me get this precept. This is old news, man. This is nothing that I've learned. This is something that was passed down. Brothers before me been knew had this information. This information been around for, you know, damn near decades, man. This is old news. Let me get Job 8:8, man. Sometimes, man, it gets you upset, man. This Job 8:8. For I inquire, I pray thee, for inquire, I pray thee of the former age, and prepare thyself to the search of thy fathers. You don't do the research, man. A lot of y'all, this is the age of knowledge. And you got books, you got this phone. You can gain so much knowledge at a press of a button, but you too lazy to do that, man. You too lazy to go back and to look into these names, into the Paleo-Hebrew, and to research it, and to find out if it's true or false. Let's go back, man.
Sitting on American soil. For this commandment which I command you on this day, it is not hidden from you, neither is it far off. But the word is very near you, in your mouth and in your heart, that you may do it. Deuteronomy 30:11 through 14. And in Tennessee, the Back Creek stone was unearthed in an official Smithsonian excavation. Once labeled Cherokee, later confirmed to be Paleo-Hebrew. Its inscription has been translated to say, for Judah, directly naming one of the tribes of Israel.
Right, for Judah. So, you know, who wrote that? Obviously Hebrews. Obviously those that knew the name. Obviously those that knew the Hebrew tongue. And they left commandments, man. The thing about it, you're gonna find these stones, man, and you're gonna find this dialect and this language all over the earth, man, on stones, man. You're gonna find it over here. You're gonna find these commandments and these laws and these names on these stones before any white person ever stepped foot on this land. We was here and we was keeping commandments.
Two stones, two states, the same ancient language. Evidence that points to a deeper story about who was here, long before the history books ever admitted. Scripture says his people would be scattered to the ends of the earth. These stones prove the covenant reached even here. Seeds of Israel waiting to rise again. Hear the word of Yahawah, O nations, and declare it in the isles of...
Now we know these heathens gonna say Yahweh. And that's okay. Because they don't need to be saying the name of our God anyway. Let me get this real quick. I'm gonna show you why they say Yahweh. We're gonna get into it. We're gonna tell you why they say Yahweh. It says, but cursed be the deceiver, which have in his flock a male, and vow it and sacrifice unto the Lord a corrupt thing. For I am a great king, saith Yahawah of hosts, and my name is dreadful among the heathen. So they knew. They call it the unspeakable name. But it was never unspeakable to us. You see our forefathers call upon that name, man. Right, let's get back into it.
Far off and say, He that scattered Israel will gather him and keep him as a shepherd does his flock. Jeremiah 31:10.
Right? I'm gonna get another video real quick. Cause this information that we going into, it's not complicated to get into. Just do a Google search. Like I'm gonna show you right now, right? So the name of Yahawah, right? Let's do this right here. Do an AI search. Right here it says, yes, in most English Bible translations, the personal name of God, YHWH, was replaced with the titles Lord or God. So when you go back to all the Bibles, when I was a kid, I remember them saying YHWH. So they took all the Bibles out because the name of the Lord is dreadful among the heathen. So why? Because when you call upon this name, the Most High is going to answer. And what we need to do as a people is call upon the name of the Lord in unison. Let's shake the earth, man. You want to shake the earth, man? Let's call upon the name of the Lord in unison. But you got people that's paid. You got people that's paid, that people that fear this name, man. Fear the name of Yahawah. You got people in the comments. Some of your favorite commenters are agents. And you just think that, oh, I'm getting all the likes and all the views. But there's people in your comments that's sent to watch your content and to monitor what you're putting out, man. And to try to confuse and detour the people. Because they know the moment that we start calling upon this name, Yahawah, and the moment that we believe in it, hey, man, we can shake the earth. We can shake it. We can shake the earth, man. But you have to believe it, man. So it says, yes, in most English Bible translations, the personal name of God, Yahawah, was replaced with the titles Lord and God. So when you they replace YHWH, the abbreviation of the Lord's name, with Lord. So let's do a little more research, right? In the Paleo Hebrew script, the name YHWH is written as Yahawah. That's how you say his name in the Hebrew. YHWH. That's the Tetragrammaton. Let's do a little bit more research, man. This stuff is not hard to figure out, man. We're gonna get some videos, but I'm gonna go into the name itself. I'm gonna prove it.
From delivery from a house from.
So Esau sent some of his top translators, man, to translate this, man, and to find these stones and to figure out what they were saying. So the first thing that we was writing on these stones when we came over here was to put no other God before the Most High in his name. That was top of the list. But those things have been taken from us, man, on purpose.
From Egypt and the house of bondages, and or slaves or whatever, servants, the house of servants. And I started writing to not making yourself a idol. You know, I started right into that, and then he realizes somewhere along the line, at what point, it looks like he continued to write, not to take up, not to uphold. Et down here, that's missing. The aleph is gone. The ta is there. Et Shem, Yahawah, the name of the Lord. Don't take up.
Even the heathen confessing it, man. Yahawah. Yahawah. The name of God, man. You know, let's go into this real quick. Right? Let's get this. Select what I want. I want this, okay? Let's get Exodus 3 and 14, right? Exodus 3 and 14. Sometimes you just gotta do a small search. So Exodus 3 and 14, he said, and God said unto Moses, I am that I am. And he said, thus shalt thou say unto the children of Israel, I am have sent me unto you. So what does I am mean? Right? So when you go into I am, right? All it takes is a small search, right? So 1961, I am.
Strong's H, 1961. Hayah.
No, it's Yahawah.
Hayah.
It's really Yahawah. But these heathens can't pronounce the word. But you see this, right? So we getting there. We're gonna get there. So when you go into the word I am, it literally means to exist, right? But that's only part of the name. Because he said, tell them that I am. He told them to tell them that I exist or he exists. This is just the word exist in Hebrew, which is Yahawah, right? You need the Yah because it says he exists, right? So to this 3 and 14, he said, Exodus 3 and 14, he said, I am that I am, right? So when you go into it, you look into it, right? It literally means to exist, right? And this is Yahawah, but his name is pronounced Yahawah because it says Yah meaning he, Yahawah exists. So this is just Yahawah meaning exists. And that's what the heathen do. You know, the heathen try to separate the name. You know, he try to put it in pieces. But, you know, that's what this thing is about. This thing is about the search of your fathers, about, you know what I'm saying, putting things together, man. You know, and that's what he did. You know, he separated us. You know, he changed our language. He changed our tribes. He scattered us. He took the mother and father and separated us. You don't think he would take the name of the Most High and try to break it down? He broke down everything possible that he could to confuse us in these times. You know, and it's on you. It's on us, man, to go back and do a search of your fathers, man, in these last days, and man, and celebrate, man. It's a lot. It's a lot of peace, man. There's a lot of peace. I call upon the name of Yahawah, man. And he's done great things in my life, man. You know, great things, man. And man, it's just, hold on, let me get some precepts, man. Let me get some precepts, man, because all praise to Yahawah, Ba'ashem Yahawah Shai, man. You know, I don't know about you, but all praise to Yahawah, Ba'ashem Yahawah Shai. Hold on, let me get some precepts, right? Let me get this. This John 17 and 6. It says, I have manifested thy name unto the men which thou gavest me out of the world. Thine they were, and thou gavest them me, and they have kept my word. Right. So this name was manifested to his people, man, to his sons, to his daughters. He said he would. We had to have a name to call upon. You know, that was the first thing that he told Moses. He said, what am I going to tell them that your name is, man? You know, how do they begin this relationship with you? He said, okay, tell them that I exist, Yahawah, and to call upon me, you know, in the time of trouble. You know, and that's what we have to do. You know, and that's the beginning stages of this thing. You know, you come into this thing, you learn you're an Israelite. And in due time, the Lord's going to manifest that name to you. You're going to hear it. You're going to hear Yahushua. You're going to hear Yahawah. You're going to hear Jehovah. You're going to hear all these different terminologies of who the Lord should be, but the Lord's going to manifest that name to you in due time. And only he can introduce himself to you the same way the Son can, right? So if he don't want to be introduced to you, he's not going to tell you his name. So that's between you and him. But I prayed about this name, and I prayed. It's things that you have to pray about, things that you have to fast about. You have to fast about more wisdom and more knowledge and more understanding. And you have to pray about this relationship with the Most High. And that's the problem with a lot of you Israelites. You a friend of a friend. You know the Most High through a YouTube page. That's you have no relationship with the Most High outside of this YouTube page, outside of that YouTube page. You don't know him. That's the problem. Put down the YouTube, click off the video, and pick up your Bible. Put down the sneakers, the potato chips, and the Pepsi, and fast, man. You know, stop being so prideful and bow down and face the east and put your palms up and pray in pureness of heart, big like a child. Do that and watch the Lord answer you, man. A lot of y'all not sincere. That's why he hasn't revealed his name to you, man. That's why you're not in perfect peace. That's why you don't understand the prophecies. That's why you find yourself mocking the name of the Most High. And the Lord calls you to do that so he could judge you. And that's the cold-blooded facts about that thing, you know. It's a scary thing. So we're going to get some more precepts, man. More precepts, man. Flowing through the Spirit on a beautiful Thursday afternoon. You know, a beautiful Thursday afternoon. Surrounded in perfect peace. If you wanted to find me, you couldn't. I'm in the palm of Yahawah. If you wanted to search me out, you couldn't reach me. I'm gonna get this, man. This is Barak 2:32, and they shall praise me in the land of their captivity and think upon my name. So that's what the Lord said. That's prophecy. That we was going to praise him in the land of our captivity. And what? And think upon his name. What does it mean to think upon his name? It means to consider. Start considering. Okay, his name can't be Jehovah because ain't no J. And we know that the name of the Lord is feared among the heathen. So let's go back. What language was we speaking? Are we speaking Paleo Hebrew? So how do you pronounce these words in the Paleo Hebrew? That's what we got to start doing, you know? And we got to do the search for ourselves. I'm going to get another video, man. I'm going to get another video.
Four letters. The four letters which represent X-ray. What do you see there? The four letters. The four letters which represent God's name, right? What are they again? The Yad, the Hey, the Wow, and the Hey. Okay? Ancient Hebrew, right? You just learned Hebrew, right? You learned three letters: the Yad, the Hey, the Wow, and the Hey.
That's Yahawah right there, man. You got many sources that'll take you to the name, that'll confirm the Paleo Hebrew. You got many sources that'll tell you that there was a people here before Christopher Columbus came that was speaking this language and writing these words on these stones and praying to this God named Yahawah. Even when you go back to the Indian tribes and see them dance and listen to them, they were saying Yahawah. You know, go read a book. This information is even in their books. The name of Yahawah is in the history of the Native Americans, man. The name, you know. So the Lord said, even in captivity, that we would think upon this name, and that's what's going on. Jesus wasn't working. We see that, man. We see that. Let me get another precept. Look at this. What I want. It says, this 2 Ezra 2:47. So he answered and said unto me, it is the Son of God, whom they have confessed in the world. Then began I greatly to commend them that stood so stiffly for the name of the Lord. So there was brothers, man, and sisters, and even children that stood 10 toes down for the name of the Most High. And they called upon them, you know, to the very end. And they wasn't deterred. They didn't lose faith. They stood on it. This whole thing is a walk of faith, man. It literally is, man. That's what this walk is. This walk is a walk of faith, man. Okay, you believe you an Israelite. That take great faith, man. Okay, you believe in the scriptures. That take great faith. You don't stop there. Oh, we believe we the 12 tribes. Okay, that take great faith, right? Oh, you believe in the Paleo-Hebrew. That take great faith. Yeah, we believe his name is Yahawah. We've searched it. That take great faith. How you think Yahweh Shah walked on water? How you think he did it, man? He said greater works, man, than these we gonna do, man. How you think he walked on water, man? You know how amazing that was, man, to see a brother, man. A brother from the hoods and the slums walk on water, turn water into wine, calm the storm. Hey, man, that took great faith. It took great faith. And a lot of times, man, the reason why the Most High don't answer prayers when you want him to answer prayers is because you wouldn't give him the credit, man. You know, a lot of times he wait for situations to die down to where you can only say that it was him that made that miracle happen. You know what I mean? Even with Lazarus, man, he waited till Lazarus was good and dead, you know, to answer. So the Lord gonna move on his time, not on your time. You have to understand that. You have to understand the judgments of your God, man, how it works. And you have to walk, you have to take one step forward, man. Left foot, right foot, let's go. That's how you do it. One step at a time towards the Most High. And you trust him. He gets you through this. It may seem like you're not going to get through that thing. But you call on the name of Yahawah, somehow you get through that thing. And you wait on the Lord, man. You don't move in your own timing. That's wrong with y'all, man. Y'all so prideful, man. Y'all so prideful. You got to come as a child. And you got to say, man, my life is in your hands, you know? You got to be honest with the Most High, man. What can you do, man? You can't turn one hair on your head gray. You have no power. You know? Let me get another precept, man. Get another precept. This Philippians 4:6. Be careful for nothing, but in everything by prayer and supplication, with thanksgiving, let your requests made known unto Yahawah. So the Lord, he know what you need, man. A lot of times, y'all, you asking for the wrong things. You asking for material things. When the last time you asked for wisdom? You asking for money. When the last time you asked for faith? Right? You asking for a new car and a new house, but when the last time you prayed for your brothers? When the last time you prayed for your brothers? You selfish nigga, man. You selfish individual. That's the problem. Lord not hearing your prayers because you so selfish. You only praying for yourself, man. When the last time you prayed for the elders in Israel, the leaders? When the last time you did that? When the last time you prayed for the camps that's out here week in, week out, putting their life on the line for the people? All y'all do is talk shit, sit behind a computer, and get ketchup stains on your shirt, man, and blaspheme the name of the Most High. But it's not about that, man. This thing is about a walk of faith and truth and sincerity. And when you start walking this walk, you're going to learn what to pray for. The Lord's going to show you. Our people need more faith. Our people need more holiness, man. Our people need more righteousness, man. Our people need more fire to serve the Most High. Yahawah Darak Ba'amath. God my way in truth. That's what the Lord said. He said, above all, pray that the Lord guide your way in truth. When the last time you prayed that? Yahawah Darak Ba'amath. Just guide me in truth, no matter what. You know, I don't care the outcome. Just if I'm where you need me to be, I'm good with that. Let's get another precept, man. Let's get another precept. This Psalms 94:16. It says, who will rise up for me against the evildoers? Or who will stand up for me against the workers of iniquity? Who's going to do that? Who's going to stand up for the name of the Lord? There's only a few. It's only a few that's standing up for the name of Yahawah. You got people saying that it don't matter. Here it is, the Lord said in the land of captivity that we was going to think upon his name. Here it is, the Lord said that he manifested his name to those that he gave them, right? Yahawah Shai. Here it is, he said the name of the Lord is a strong tower. The righteous run into it and are safe. But you got brothers saying that it don't matter. You got brothers saying that it don't matter, but hold on, man. What it say? Let me see. It comes to mind Isaiah 19. Let me get that real quick. Isaiah 19 comes to mind, right? Through the Spirit. What the prophecy say? Let's get that. Isaiah 19. So let's get this. Isaiah 19. Let's find what I'm looking for. Here it is. Isaiah 19 and 17. It says, in the land of Judah shall be a terror unto Egypt. And that's what's happening. It terrorizes them when they hear us saying Yahawah. They saying agents and spies. And tell the agents to tell you, I just call on the name Jesus, man. It terrorizes them when we praying. They seeing us making these Hebrew prayers and cursing Babylon. And Babylon is falling while we cursing Babylon. It terrorizes them to watch everything and see us cursing our enemies and watch our enemies and see our enemies fall. Yeah, we doing that. It says, in the land of Judah shall be a terror unto Egypt, everyone that make a mention. Yeah, we making mention of the Most High. We keep mentioning his prophecies. We keep mentioning Isaiah, Jeremiah, Revelations. We keep mentioning the downfall and destruction of America, and it's happening. We keep mentioning about the plagues, right? We keep mentioning about this total collapse of this economy and this society, and it's happening, right? Everyone that make a mention thereof shall be afraid in himself because of the counsel of the Lord of hosts, which he have determined against it. And they're afraid of the counsel. And that's what we keep mentioning, the counsel of the Most High that he determined against America. Reading on. In that day shall 5 cities in the land of Egypt, meaning America, speak the language of Canaan or Canaan. So it says in this day, man, in the end times, that in America, aka Egypt, that we was going to speak the language of Canaan. What is the language of Canaan? Let's look it up. Language of Canaan. Let's look it up. Let's see. You can. That's the point. You can Google this ancient language of Canaan. And I didn't even plan this. I didn't plan this. Let's see what the ancient language. Look at this. The language of Canaan, Hebrew. So it says in Egypt, in the end times, we was gonna be speaking Hebrew. But you got brothers saying that it don't matter. We don't know the name of the Lord. He gonna give you a new name, and he gonna change the name. He gonna give you a new name, and then everybody just gonna have new names. This is just idiotic, man. Just don't understand your God or the ways of your God. No, he gonna give you a name. That new name is gonna, when you look into, hold on, let's get that real quick. Name. I'm gonna look it up real quick. Let's get into that real quick. Let's explain that, right? In Revelations. Matter of fact, let me see if I can put new name. New name, right? Revelations 3 and 12. 3 and 12. Revelations 3 and 12. It says, him that overcometh will I make a pillar in the temple of my God, and he shall go no more out. And I will write upon him the name of my God, and the name of the city of my God, which is New Jerusalem, which cometh down out of heaven from my God. And I will write upon him my new name. So let's go into it. And that's what it takes, man. It says study, show yourself approved. Right? So when you go to new or name, right here, right? When you go, it says proper names. It says the name. Let's go right here. The name is used for everything which the name covers. Everything, the thought or feeling of which is aroused in the mind by mentioning, hearing, remembering the name. So when you mention LeBron James, you think about basketball. You know what I'm saying? You think about 2016, 17. You think about the Warriors. You think about LeBron greater than Michael Jordan. You think about that type of stuff. When you think about Debo, you think about tucking your chain, man. You think about him taking your bike. You think about the neighborhood bully, right? So when you think about the name of God, what comes to mind is this white image. This white image, this soft guy. This guy with this lamb in his hand. This guy that just let everybody do anything that they want. But he gonna change that feeling and that thought that you get when you mention his name. You gonna see a God that don't play. You're going to see the Lord of armies, man. You're going to see the most magnificent being. That's what you're going to see. You're going to change the way that you look at him. You're going to see the God of terrors. That's what you're going to see. You're going to see a God that dismantles his enemies, man. You're going to see a God that destroys his enemies. That's what you're going to see. You're going to see an individual that if you don't want to bow down and obey, he's going to bring you before him, make you kneel down, and cut off your damn neck. That's what you're going to see. You're not going to disrespect. So that name that he coming in is a name that is a name that you're not going to disrespect, like this brother is doing. You're going to know this new name because it's the way that y'all view. You visualize the Most High. The way you think about him is off, right? But with that, man, I give all. Let me see if I got anything else, man. Let me see if I got anything else. Hopefully, I got the majority of things. But if I didn't, I'll try to come back. Let me see. I think it was another video that I wanted to do. Let's get this. It may be another video that I wanted. Yeah, let's get this real quick.
I forgot a commandment. I just went from delivery from Egypt and the house of bondages.
And there's an osprey up here, an eagle, and we don't even get these type of eagles. You know what I'm saying? Around here, it don't be no eagles. It's an eagle. Just landed, you know? We don't get these type of things over here. But let me finish this video.
And or slaves or whatever, servants, the house of servants. And I started right into not making yourself a idol. You know? I started right into that. And then he realized that somewhere along the line, at what point? Like it looks like he continued to write. Not to take up. Not to uphold. Et down here, that's missing. The aleph is gone. The ta is there. Et Shem. Yahawah. The name of the Lord. Don't take up the name of the Lord. Yeshua.
You know, when you look up information about the stone, you know, even Esau says that the name Yahawah is written on it, but they say Yahweh. You know, the Israelite God, they say Yahweh, which is not his true name. His true name is Yahawah.
But the name of the Most High is a perfect thing in the mouth of the heathens. So then,
I think it's him.
that's it.
Yeah, this is it. Yahawah. Yahawah. That's it, man. So crazy that I found it, man. It's over here. Yahawah. Crazy, man.
With with that, I give all praises to Yahawah, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai. Shalom.